Hi, my loves, it's me, Trixie Mattel, and welcome back to another episode of The Pit Stop, where we recap RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 4. This week, I'm joined by somebody who's not just a mechanic, she's also a Taurus. Katya!
Ooh, thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, before we get going today, would you like to talk a little bit about your look?
Yes, I would. Thank you so much. When I select an outfit from my closet, I think of three things. Number one, who am I? Number two, where am I going? And number three, why do I want to be me in this day and age?
And you've still not come up with an answer for that.
No, and so this is more of a question rather than an answer. I think the bows signify like I'm fun, and also kind of like, I'm not young, but like I'm youthful.
All the beauty magazines, they're like, you're getting older, put on bows.
Yeah. I'm gonna get braces next week.
How much straighter could your teeth get?
No, down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
leg braces. Perfect. You're an All-Stars alum.
Yes, I am.
Are you living for this 2 seasons later fantasy?
I'm living, I'm breathing, I'm pulsing, I'm quivering. I'm into it.
Drag Race is maturing because All-Stars 2 feels different than 3. And
Yeah.
4 feels different than, 3 feels different than 4.
Yeah. 2 was like the ingenue, 3 was like the sort of single mother, and then 4 is like a hospice situation. Just kidding.
So last episode, Manila and Monet won the lip sync, but nobody gets eliminated.
Thank God.
But RuPaul is
Who's
like,
that one?
RuPaul says the rules have been temporarily suspended.
Ugh.
So the girls go back in the workroom. There's a message that says, get ready to lip sync for your life. And they turn around and the eliminated queens are back. Were you gagging?
Yes, I was gagging because this is the moment in the competition where I feel like the point of frustration for the girls who have worked so hard to that point have to now contend with people who've been eliminated. It's great for me, the viewer, but as a contestant, I would just be, my
Well, at
blood would
All-Stars
be
2
boiling.
when all those hookers came back, were you amused?
No.
Because,
Yes.
you know, sometimes really talented queens go home early and they come back and it's, you know, it's an important opportunity for them. Me. I was kind of laying it on thick, but I think I'm the only person to ever come back and stay longer than 1 episode.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I stayed 2 episodes.
Yeah.
As an eliminated queen coming back, you not only have to be great,
Yeah.
you have to be so good that you are irrefutably, like, back with a vengeance. Do you know what I mean?
you have to be so good, you basically have to be somebody else. I think there's an unspoken kind of agreement that if you do come back, you do not have a chance of winning. So it's not really a threatening situation.
Yeah, and you basically would have to win every challenge from then on.
Yeah, you get one more chance to model a nice little outfit. You
Or
to
not
the-
a nice one.
Or not, or a one.
So we're back in the workroom, and
Yeah.
Latrice clearly has issue with Monique sending her home.
Yeah, Monique clearly says that Monet had a better track record, so she saved her.
She also had a better track record and is her friend. So, and what?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
the choice for me on both accounts.
Yeah. I mean, what more do you want? She returned my overdue library books last week. Like, that's enough.
Well, that means a lot. Let's talk about those lipstick reveals. Manila and Monet both won the lip sync, and they both pulled
Valentina.
and Valentina. By the way, I love drag queens in delusion.
Yes!
So Valentina stunned.
Yeah.
Stunned.
Yeah.
She had probably the worst track record and did the worst in the roast, but she was gooped.
She's creating her own narrative, which is really, really wonderful to see. I mean, you know, does it have anything to do with reality? No. Does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. So let's talk about this week's challenge. Lip sync Lalaparuza.
Lalaparuza.
All the eliminated queens will lip sync for a place in the competition against the existing queens.
I love this.
You do?
I love it. Yeah, it's like, it's high drama, it's high stakes, but it's also in everybody's wheelhouse.
Manila and Monet are like, we have immunity.
Immunity.
This is the week for immunity.
When you're lip syncing on Drag Race, it has to be perfect, and to get to that level of familiarity with a song, it takes time.
Lip syncing well, you have to know the words so well that your mouth is on like auto.
Autopilot. Yes, you gotta know it. Anywhere in the song you jump in, you know it's automatic.
So let's get into the runway looks. Even though she was safe,
Manila
turned that party, oh my God.
Incredible. She always has the ability to make something clever and campy couture.
Yet fashion forward.
Yeah.
A little bit like Moschino.
Yeah.
How it's always sort of a spin on something in pop culture.
Yep. And she had spaghetti and meatballs on her shoulder, and she looked amazing.
Where are the
Flawless.
carbs? Don't eat the carbs.
There you go. I thought Valentina looked fabulous.
Valentina looked beautiful.
Fabulous.
Absolutely. The red, the wave, she kind of looked like RuPaul.
Yeah, and top to bottom, the thing that I noticed about a lot of the girls, they had great outfits, but the shoes. What's up with the shoes?
Sis.
Bad shoes. She, from the top of her head down to the toes, she looked perfect.
Naomi Smalls was giving the best of Naomi Smalls.
Yes, but
Long,
again, the
beautiful
shoes.
hair.
Where's the shoes?
She should have
Where's
said a
the
red
shoes?
pump.
Where red pump? I don't get it. Whatever.
Let's talk about the worst, because there's kind of a lot of worst here.
Yes.
Trinity in that cape, looking like the Buka Duka, Uka Spooky, Voldemort, Death Eater, Peach Fuzz, Freaky Deaky, Babadookie, Ookie Spooky. It was so much. Let me tell you what's great about a reveal. When you don't see it coming.
Okay, thank you very much. You know what? The element of surprise is so invigorating because it comes out of nowhere.
Latrice made a choice.
Those
The
boots.
black hooker boots.
Yeah, they're horrible.
The ones that they yelled at her on season 4 for.
Yeah, they're horrible. I'd rather her come out there barefoot.
A couture version of a dance costume would have been something like Farrah. But then Farrah did no movement.
I know.
So-
She looked great. She was beautiful from top to bottom.
She looked like she was going to perform at Burning Man.
Yeah, she looked like Courtney Act, kind of, sorta.
I agree. Monet Exchange, well, I think she wore this dress because she knew she was safe, because it was not great.
Oh, it was awful. It was horrible.
But if you knew you were safe, wouldn't you be like,
I don't really understand the rationale there because I could see it going both ways. Like, you look your best, that's the default, or you just go totally left field.
or honestly, since you're safe, do what Manila did. Be safe and still turn the party.
Hello.
Because you're like, I know I don't need to, but I still could if I had to.
Yeah.
Jasmine. Jasmine is just here to have a good time,
Yeah.
but not at the expense of comfort or like spending any money.
Yeah. You know, she's gonna do it on her own terms, and she's gonna do it at her own pace.
Which is kind of why, as a viewer, she's really compelling this episode.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fierce and I'm old. I mean, she's like, I've been doing this forever.
Yeah. You want a little bit of more passion from her, but
Completely. She looks good in the big hair.
Gia.
Yes, Gia looked like Gogo Yubari from Kill
Yeah.
Bill, the little schoolgirl uniform.
It was cute, and that is a fantastic reveal. Fantastic
If
reveal.
she hadn't mentioned that
Day
it was
to
going to be a
night.
reveal, I would not have known.
And she looked better in the reveal, which is lovely.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Well, what about Monique Hart? It looked like she was waiting for the school bus and got hot and let her winter coat slip down to her arms.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on there. It was like a bib with a shawl. I don't know.
So it's time for the lip sync Lalaparuza.
Yeah.
Before the lip sync, there's 4 boxes presented by the pit crew, and there's 4 different songs, and they don't know what they're gonna get, which means they had to learn 4 songs.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to learn 4 new lip sync songs?
6 to 8 months. Yeah, 6 to 8 months.
As we find out, Jasmine did not get a song that she knew.
Right.
I honestly think Trinity could have turned it out harder, and I
Yeah.
think she saw Jasmine out of her eye and was like, I'm not gonna do that much.
I can dial it back a little bit. I don't need to go full.
Yeah.
She did great, and I appreciated that when she made her ass jiggle that it did.
Did Trinity deserve the win?
Yes.
Base level,
Yeah.
she knew the words.
Absolutely. I think you gotta know the
The foundation of lip syncing
Yeah.
is syncing your lips.
You gotta sync your lips to the song, Mary.
Next up, Pheromone chose Valentina, and they receive Kitty Girl, which is a great song.
Great song, great showdown, but
I mean, she got bulldozed by
Yeah.
Valentina.
it was a rocky start too. She looked very unsure of herself in the beginning, and it's painful to watch somebody who doesn't like exude the confidence, because when you're doing a lip sync, it's all about confidence.
It's all about confidence, and it's sort of all about lip syncing so emphatically that if no one was watching, it's more like you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And you're gonna sell it.
Because you're not singing
You're not
it.
singing.
Farrah, it's almost like she was barely fighting.
Yeah.
She was marking it almost.
Yeah. Every time I look at her, I'm like, God, she's so sexy. But
I
you just see
know.
somebody going,
But you know what though? I think it was a beginner's mistake to wear even a hair like that to move
Yeah.
in. Valentina wore something sculpted away from the face. That's
Yeah.
the hair you lip sync in.
Absolutely.
Was Valentina the right winner? Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, she was. A
Although-
little awkward with the her sort of movement vocabulary was a little bit
Limited.
off the beaten path.
Maybe like she wasn't hearing the music, but she was still dancing.
Yeah, I think again in true Valentina fashion, she was marching to the beat of her own drum.
Completely. They're like, you Shantae, you stay. And she's like, I know. I already told myself that. Thank you. You can stay too, RuPaul. Thank you. And I mean, it's no secret, Farrah's my favorite queen from the season.
Yeah.
She looked like a young girl lip syncing against a drag queen.
Yeah. She does seem out of her element in the fact that she has the vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Miss Gia Gunn and Naomi Smalls.
This was fantastic.
This was the best lip sync of the season. It shows you how who you choose to lip sync against really matters.
Sure.
Gia or Naomi could have beat anybody.
Yeah. Naomi was
Incredible.
electrifying from the beginning.
How does she bend and support her weight on them little legs?
When she had the back bend and you could see her hair was like, half of her weave was just pooling on the ground, and she was, what, 6 inches? It was incredible.
It was so close. Did the right girl win? Naomi did do a little better, I think.
I guess so. She had that, yeah, she had more variation in her routine.
But I think this could have qualified as a double save.
Absolutely.
Miss Gina Gum.
Gina Gum turned it out.
I thought it could have been a double stay.
I wish it had been.
Our final face-off is Latrice Royale, and it's payback time against Monique, or so she thinks.
Or so she thinks.
I don't think they're turning it as hard as Naomi or Gia.
No, I mean, no.
Not at all.
It's fabulous, but it's nowhere near the kind of dynamic, interesting, gorgeous, spectacular.
Completely.
Yeah, I mean.
This ends in a double save. I think Monique did better than Latrice.
Oh, you did?
And I
Really?
think that Gia and Naomi were like almost
Neck and neck.
exactly. Now that Latrice is back, do you think that she'll turn the party or go home right away? Because she was the last person eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, typically if we're going on tradition, she's gonna be the next one axed.
Anybody will use that the reason to send you home. They'll
Absolutely.
be like, well, you went home already, so you're going home, no matter how good you do.
End of episode 6, who's your winner?
Tammy Brown, who's your winner?
Olympia Dukakis.
At this point, it's Manila's game.
At this point in time, Manila's my winner.
Yeah, she has turned it. Even on a week where you're safe, you turn that look.
Yeah, she's going the distance.
Well, that episode was incredible.
Incredible.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Trixie, I just have to say thank you so much for having me.
Shut up! Join us next week on The Pit Stop. Bye!
Bye, guys. What a wonderful time I had with you.
Hi everyone, it's me, legend, icon, and star Trixie Mattel. Now you don't want to miss a second of RuPaul's Drag Race, so subscribe to the VH1 YouTube channel to get the latest and greatest in your inbox. Love yourself and do it already.